Welcome to Looking For. Today, I'm taking you along the Nile to tell you about a pharaonic construction site, a new Egyptian capital. With more than 24 million people, Cairo is now one of the 10 most populated cities in the world. Known for its endless traffic jams, the Egyptian capital is saturated and experiencing a steady increase in its population of 2 million new arrivals every year. At this staggering rate, the city could almost double its population by 2040 and reach nearly 40 million people, almost as many as the population of Greater Tokyo, the world's largest megacity today. In March 2015, the Egyptian government, under President al-Sisi's initiative, decided to revive a 50-year-old project, which had been constantly postponed: the creation of a huge new city in the middle of the desert, which would officially become the country's future capital. The new administrative capital, as it is called for now, began its construction in 2016, 28 miles east of Cairo. It is just another satellite city that will surround the city like 20 other new ones that have sprung up around the capital since the late 70s, but this time in completely different proportions. This gigantic real estate operation is estimated at $58 billion, almost half the amount of the national debt, and is almost entirely financed by foreign investors, mainly Emiratis, Saudis, and Chinese. This pharaonic project is recognized as the largest construction site in Africa, and literally draws the new Suez Canal, which was inaugurated in 2015 at a cost of $8 billion. Other pharaonic constructions include the new government palace and the parliament building, which will be 3 times bigger than the current one. It will include a huge chamber that can accommodate up to 1,000 members. 1,200 places of worship are also planned, including the largest church in the Middle East, Christ Nativity Cathedral, and the Al-Fatah Al-Alim Mosque, now the largest in Egypt, both of which opened in 2019. City planners are working on a vast transportation network to connect the new capital and avoid further congestion, including a 12-lane highway, 2 new metro lines, and even a new airport. As for drinking water, it will be pumped directly from the Nile, the nearest available source, and will be delivered through a 25 miles long underground aqueduct. The new city will also include a vast residential park, luxury hotels, huge parks and green spaces, as well as a large business district featuring around 20 modern skyscrapers and overlooked by the 385-meter-high iconic tower. This tower should be inaugurated this year and was recently awarded the title of the tallest tower in the whole African continent. With such a height, it perfectly symbolizes the government's desire for grandeur and its ambition to leave its mark on the country's history. It also embodies the new image of a modern and flourishing Egypt internationally. The Egyptian government also invested $3 billion to relocate its 36 ministries and nearly 100,000 civil servants by 2025. The new Dubai, as it is often referred to now, will be 7 times bigger than Paris and cover an area of nearly 700 square kilometers. It will be home to 6 million people living in 1 million new homes built over the next 20 years. But in reality, few of Cairo's inhabitants will be able to afford to live there. Only the middle classes and the wealthiest will be able to access these new homes, because they will have to spend an average of $100,000 to acquire an apartment in the new capital. This is a considerable amount of money in a country where nearly 30% of the population lives below the poverty line. This calls into question the main goal of the project, to solve the overpopulation and congestion problems of the current capital, as the vast majority of Egyptians will not be able to afford to live there. The project's development vision is based on what can be done in Dubai, for example, with a dense city center, leaving room for huge green spaces, and a business district with its skyline creating an impactful visual statement. However, this type of urban planning and modern architecture is strongly criticized. One of the main criticisms is the lack of cultural authenticity, which is very rich in Egypt and which is too closely modeled on the international standards of large modern cities. Finally, the most negative critics fear a future real estate bubble caused by a possible withdrawal of foreign investors, while others point to the fact that this new capital would only be a city made for the rich and exclude the modest populations of Cairo, thus creating a divide between the rich new city and the poor old city. If these projections are true, it could jeopardize the new capital's original intentions, which are to relieve Cairo's traffic congestion and slow down its population growth. In conclusion, this project's accomplishments still leaves many urban planners perplexed, considering all the cities that were never completed around Cairo, and where the rate of unoccupied housing sometimes reaches 75%, and where public transportation systems are non-existent. Alright, that's it for today. If you liked this video, feel free to press the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and see you soon on Looking For. Goodbye!